Just witnessing the many parts of self. Feeling a spike in fear. Feeling a spike in fear, a surge of fear. And the tremendous judgment of it. Oh, the internal judgment of fear. In different capacities. There's the part, and I'm seeking not to judge any of these parts. There's the part that says, sick of feeling fear and wants it to go away because of that. That is just sort of angry at it. Just get out of here. There's the part that says, just get over it. That kind of thing. There's a part that really shames it. Shames the fear. There's the fearful part, and there's the part that is shaming it, saying it's dysfunctional. Using it as evidence of unworthiness. So it's peeling into that layer as well. Saying, just look. You shouldn't be feeling this. That's what it's saying. You shouldn't be feeling this. It's evidence of your dysfunctionality. And therefore, evidence of unworthiness. I feel that. I feel that big time. I feel that deeply in the solar plexus. Maybe just between that and the sacral chakra, but it's a sort of nauseous tingling right there. That pointing to the evidence of brokenness. Oh, it's creating emotion already. Okay, I wasn't expecting this. It finds it to be such strong evidence. Say, look, this is broken. This is not okay. That's what it's saying. This is the kind of thing that makes you unacceptable. That makes you unwanted. That makes you unworthy. It's making a strong case for that. And then, oh my god, then the layer on top of that, which is using this entire stream as further evidence. You feel the fear, you feel unworthy because of the fear, it says. All of that is further compounding this evidence of being broken and undeserving. And I was not expecting to feel that emotional response quite so clearly at the surface there. It is right there. And then, of course, there is a piece in there that just loves the shame. That is just, there's a piece in there that is just, wallowing. That is enjoying the shame. It's enjoying the self-loathing. Oh, and it's a challenge not to have that piece be judged. That's definitely, that's getting lumped in. It's like the mind is making a case against itself, against its own unworthiness, and just pointing at all of these pieces and saying, this is wrong, this is broken, this is gross, this is icky, none of this is acceptable. Unacceptable. Which makes me think of Adventure Time and that. God, that's the brain is just fucking lemon grab, screaming at itself. Unacceptable. I don't even know why I am recording this. It's a coping mechanism. I mean, it helps me to process it, but it is definitely also something about this feels safe. Is that bad? Is that wrong? There's so much internal questioning and judgment of self. And it's not leading anywhere. It's not helping necessarily. It's not unraveling anything. There's just all of these pieces, I guess. I mean, I get to see them. And it helps just to see them. And to bring myself out into this place where all of them are witnessed at once. And just let them be. Just let them be. It's a challenge to jump into appreciation at this moment. That doesn't feel within reach right now. So just pure allowance. Just pure acceptance that this is what is. This is what is happening within me. This is what is felt within me. All of these things. So much fear. So much fear. And so much judgment, which is just more fear, ultimately. It's a preemptive judgment, an internal judgment, because of the fear of external judgment. It's just an internalization of that conditioned expectation. Wow, yeah. It is the because there is such a deep fear of this abandonment or rejection. The mind, there's a component within ego that as a safety measure, it says, would rather just reject itself, would rather just remove itself than allow for the potential opportunity for the external event, the external rejection. It shuts down it bases so much on the past. I mean, of course it does. Some of it actual past, and some of it past that is not from this lifetime. Some of it, this is a deeply ingrained, conditioned pattern within the collective. Certainly the masculine collective, in whatever level, of just saying, nope, I will sooner reject myself than be rejected by you, because that hurts so much. Because that's why it's afraid. That's why it's afraid to feel so much. It's afraid to care. It doesn't want to care. Oh, there's the finding of this line. Recognizing that the care and the love are sort of separate things. They are separate things. The love is free. The love is empowering. The love is delicious and self-satisfying. And it is freely given. It's the acceptance of love in return that is the real challenge. It's easy to give the love. Giving love feels safe. Giving love, which requires nothing, which requires no reciprocation, it's safe to dwell in that space. But then recognizing there is desire for reciprocation, of course, that is the desire. That is a right desire. That is right to be desired. That is allowed. For so long, that was not allowed. That feels like a scary desire. There is judgment of that desire. That's dangerous. I am bringing into the awareness now that that desire is right. It's righteous. It's true. I can still feel the tension against it. But because it is desired, it is. We're not attaching specifics to this. The desire to have the love that is given reciprocated and reflected back is valid. It's valid. It's a right desire. And in fact, the desiring of it is evidence of its not just correctness, but its fulfillment, its being, its existing. And then it trickles back to the unworthiness. God, what a web. And ego starts again, building this case of saying, look how fucked up you are. That's what it's saying. Look how you're fucked up. You're fucked in the head, girl. That's God, what a production. Oh my. And it is enough just to say that it is what it is. This is what is. This is what is. This is what is felt. It's not wrong. It is allowed. Any additional characterization of it is illusion. It's not true. It is in fact delusional to call it anything other than what is. Ego doesn't like that. The mind doesn't like that. It's just what is. There the mind goes saying, society will say otherwise. Society and psychology and this and that, and here, let me show you the papers. Let me show you all of the evidence of why this is so wrong. I will show you, I will prove to you that this is wrong. That you are wrong. Because ego would rather be right than be happy. It would rather be right about being wrong and prove its miserable unworthiness than just say, okay, I'm allowed to be. There's nothing wrong with me. It's fine, actually. Okay. It's all a delusion. It's all self-created. None of it is true. Oh, because that's dangerous. I heard that very clearly. Yeah, it's dangerous. Because it's dangerous to just love and accept yourself exactly as you are. Because that is dangerous. Because then you can't be controlled. Not by ego internally, not by ego externally. If you just love and accept yourself as you are, all of the messy, sticky, broken, jagged edge pieces. Because if you do that, nobody can control you. If you do that, the mind can't control you. And then it doesn't feel safe. Then the mind doesn't feel safe. It's not myself even that is not feeling safe. It's the mind. And it turns, I can see it just shift from this big sort of angry mass into a child. Into a small, scared child, just arms folded, head down. Just so afraid. And it's an innocent, a pure kind of fear. There's a pure desire underneath all of that. Underneath all of that, it is the purest desire to feel safe and loved and held and secure. And that is what I can give to myself. That is what I can give in all of this seeking. And it's not wrong to desire the feeling of safety and security. But ultimately asking for it from the world of form it's not wrong to feel the desire to feel held by another. That's not a wrong desire. But I have to hold the self. Because I am the only one who can do that. Up close this way. And continuously. Why is there guilt? There's guilt around that too. This is so much more than I was expecting to encounter first waking up. The fear is strong right now. It feels like a surge in the collective energy, and I do expect it has something to do with the holiday today. There's all kinds of things to do with that. Being in close proximity to family, people you maybe haven't talked to in a while, distance from other people, physical, whatever. It's feeling this. There's a pressure building. And I so often forget still that I can feel these things. That so many of us feel these things, have this. The empathic ability is not unique. Everybody has it. Some of us developed it, overdeveloped it as a, I mean, really, most typically as a part of survival. It was a survival mechanism as a child. To become deeply attuned to the emotional experience, the internal experience of others. To abandon our own experience of self and the containment and the holding of self because we didn't feel safe in our environment, because we didn't feel like we could do that, because we felt there was a real threat there in some form or fashion, whether or not there was physical abuse, whether or not there was this overt abuse. Neglect is the number one cause of this. Emotional neglect, physical neglect, but primarily not having the emotional connection with family or parents to be seen deeply at that level. And this is not blame being cast, this is just an acknowledgement of, because you can't give what you don't have to give. And there are so many wounded parents. This is a generational wound. People who didn't know how to feel, didn't know how to connect at the level of feeling, who ran from their own feelings, so of course they ran from their children's emotional experience. They didn't know how to accept it. They didn't know how to do that. And so naturally, as a child, you're just looking for it. You're just constantly looking for the emotion because it's not there, and you know it's supposed to be coming from your caretaker, your family. And just continuously looking for why don't the inner child is saying, why don't you love me? What do I have to do? I know that there's supposed to be this unspoken, unconditional love here because I know I feel it for you. Why don't I feel you feeling it for me? Why don't I feel that? There must be something wrong with me. There must be something broken. There must be something I have to do. So let me feel into you and try to discover what it is that is missing in you in this moment, and then try to be that. Maybe I'm supposed to become that. And then you'll love me. And then I'll feel this safety of just being, this safety and love and protection in your arms that I am seeking so desperately because I know it's supposed to be there. And it not being there just kills me because I am a child and I don't have any other way to comprehend this. Oh, that's big. And of course we had to do that as children, of course, too. Again, there's no blame being cast here. It's just a recognition of how deep this wound goes. This goes back a long, long way. And as children, we adapted the only way that we could. The only way that we could to help to make ourselves feel safe to cope. So we abandoned our internal state. We didn't know how to hold the self, of course, as children. We knew that simply naturally we were meant to be held by another. There is a deep desire there, and that is a right desire again. I do think the inner child just wanted to say that. Because you have to accept the wound, you have to accept the hurt that's there first. If you can't, at the baseline level, accept there is hurt here, how can that hurt be healed? How can it release? It has to be felt. It has to be felt. That wound has to be felt into and experienced directly. That original sense of abandonment. And I know it goes back deeper again, like beyond this lifetime. But that is the framework within which I can place this and work with this. All this, of course, fits perfectly with my Chiron placement in Leo. But this, it's bigger, it's broader. Jesus, I've been talking for 27 minutes about this. This is my life, just to wake up and start feeling things and processing and crying. And I love that. I love that for me. I really fucking do. I really do. Oh. Oh, this human. I love you. I love you. Okay, well, there does feel like there's been a shift there. Then I can see and hold the hands of this small child within myself, this tiny me. It's me. I can even feel the past going into, feeling into the past and seeing little Allie feeling this way. Feeling alone, being alone. Feeling afraid and confused and not enough. And I can go into that memory from now, and I can just hold that self, that child me, and say it's okay. I'm here. I love you, and I will love you unconditionally, forever and always. You are safe in my arms. You are held, and I will hold you forever. You are perfect exactly as you are. And I am compelled to the practice and the offering of Ho'oponopono, because that's come up a lot recently, and that's been a synchronistic thing for me, especially in the healing of the past self. So I'm holding this container, this space, where I'm with the child version of me, where I am with myself as a child. And that is happening now. And say to myself, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. The forgiveness of a child is so free and so complete. There's so much trust there. There's so much wanting to trust, wanting to feel safe. The desire for it is so strong. I love you, little Allie. I'm sorry that you felt unsafe and unloved. Please forgive me for not having the awareness yet, the consciousness yet, to hold you and care for you the way that you deserve, the way that I'm doing now. Thank you for knowing that you're worthy of this love, for receiving it. Thank you for receiving my love. Thank you for letting me love you. Thank you for being open. Thank you for trusting me with this, the most sacred of gifts, loving you. Loving self. All of it. Especially this. Something has shifted. At least the dogs are excited. I don't know. But, I still feel all the things. What a beautiful thing it is to feel all of the fucking things. I don't have to add another layer of anything to that. No additional layer of shame, no additional layer of anxiety or fear or judgment or guilt. I can just let that be and accept it and allow it and love it exactly as it is. Yeah. I love you.